Eyes down for the morning, folks. Monday, another scorching hot day following a scorching hot weekend. Indian summer or what? And there's Keith charging round on the Westfield. Once again, turning it into not quite a bowling green, but even so, very nice glass. And I've got the Fordson out, and I'm going to have a go as well. Here he goes. Oh, that's the bit I did last week, which, as you can see, is the vast majority of it. What I'm going to do now is the rest of this bit. So I might get Keith to just film me a bit while I'm doing it and see how it goes. Oh God, it's a long walk up there in this heat. My God, it's hot. It must be the heat. Bye now. There he goes, disappearing into the sunset, leaving a plume of grass behind him. It's amazing when you consider that this area here was much worse than this one. We took it over. Much worse. Right, I'm going to see what I can do with this camera and see if I can do some filming with it. Right, I'll bring you back in a minute. God, it's so hot. It's lovely. And that's how it goes, folks. That's how it goes. Outstanding in its field. And I'm just down here among all this rough because I'm going to go and get Keith now and get him to almost fall over the edge so that I know where I can come to, so I can cut down this piece and then over and into there and round that edge, because this area is troublesome. It's on a slope, it's uneven, and it looks like it's going to be a strimmer job at back end when it's all died back, because until we've strimmed it once and we know what's down there, we can't really go down there with the tractor, otherwise we're going to be in serious trouble. There he is, look, diving into the mat moss. Right, I'll bring him back later. I think it must be about cup of tea time. Morning, folks. Wednesday. Tuesday was cancelled after my mum decided to come to see me in the morning instead of meeting me at Langtoft. And then my dear daughter Emily rang up in the afternoon and said, "Dad, when are you coming to pick me up?" And I said, "Tomorrow." And she said, "No, today." And I thought she'd said Wednesday and she'd said Tuesday. Anyway, here I am at the workshop, and I've made a horrid discovery. You know, I was telling you about that damp patch that's appeared on the ceiling. Well, I thought, oh, it'll be a little crack. Be a little crack in the felt. But no, not a little crack in the felt. Not a little crack at all. Let me just clamber up here. You see that there where that new black stuff is? The felt was completely cracked open there, and the chipboard roofing underneath it is gone. Right? I patched those two little bits up as well. They were a bit cracked. They weren't the cause. That was. It was a puddle area where it's just been running through. So, new roof, old roof. I thought to myself, I'm not going to replace that old roof because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Right? Never, ever, ever trust flat roofs. They're bloody hopeless. This is what you do with them. You put a decent slope on them and you do them with metal. Right? This roof's fabulous. This roof's absolutely fabulous. Underneath it, of course, is that, except it's not chipboard, it's sterling board. This is the original chipboard roof. Well, that is going to have to come off completely and be renewed. And what I shall do, because there's a wall just here, right, I shall put a beam all the way down this wall, giving me more fall that way, although it already falls that way. Right, I shall give myself more fall that way, and I shall do it with this box profile sheeting. Right, I've already got some down there, but I haven't got any bits long enough or big enough. That's what's going to have to happen. There's no two ways about it. No two ways about it. Because all this used to leak and it's all perfect now. Absolutely bloody perfect. No problems with it at all. So there you go. So that's spoilt my day, but never mind, it's inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. Flat roofs, you're always at them. You know, they're just not worth a light. Unless you put something like this on them. Right, on we go. That's done for now. I shall marshal my resources and see what I can get together. Bye now. Oh, what a mess I've made. This is a double stair lift, which we took out of my wife's grandmother's house in Scarborough. Working when removed, and I'm going to see if I can get it working again and make a little video of it because I want it gone. The reason I don't want to just send it for scrap is because it's got this wonderful electronic control kit on each one with a beautiful little motor and gearbox, right, which I'm sure, it's even got a DC brake on it, look, which I'm sure will be very useful for all sorts of things like opening and closing sliding doors, or making a miniature lift for repairing motorcycles or repairing garden tractors. You could do all sorts of them. There's two of them, so you could just put a table between them and it would lift quite a considerable weight because it's rated quite highly. There's another thing that's for sale. This is a little old Briggs & Stratton generator. I assume from the yellow plugs it's 110 volt, although I believe I've actually run a drill off it at some time. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's 240 volt. Oops, I've turned it over with the pressure wash. Can I see? No, it's switchable. 112 230. So it's either. So it must be either switchable. Oh yes, there we are. That's the 110 side. That's the 230 side, and you switch it between. So there you go. Bob Andrews, Pontiac Works, Fernbank, Ascot, Berkshire. That's the sort of place. So we will get that going, and we will make a little video of it running, and then that's for sale. My beautiful pressure wash is not for sale. That is working a treat now, and it's so easy to move about. This is a Bradbury, i.e. TI Industries Krypton Bradbury Church, or whatever you want to call it. That is a hydraulic pump off a car lift. There's the pump. There's a 3-phase motor inside it, all the control gears there. You just want 3-phase sticking into it and you're away. Now that would be ideal for converting a hydraulic press to from manual to power. But there you go. There's yet another pressure washer that you may remember from earlier videos. That needs selling. That actually needs looking at because one of the valves is stuck and it's not going up to full pressure, but I'm going to look at that and get it going because it needs a little repair on it, and then it will be really good. But for today we've come to the end of our lollipop. As you can tell, I've got that one to put back together, but I've moved all the firewood, and the Luton back is beginning to clear. I'm beginning to get it empty. That is a Briggs & Stratton strimmer, push along strimmer, that is a really good powerful piece of kit. Unfortunately it doesn't have driven wheels on it, which is its drawback, but there you go. I have a gearbox with some driven wheels on it actually, but I don't think they'd do that. I don't think they'd be powerful enough, so there you go. But that's what I want for going round my grass, but it's really hard work. There you go. Right, that rusty metal in there is my car roller. which is a jig which you bolt onto the wheel hubs of a car and tip it on its side. It works very well. I've had transit vans on the side on that. Also all sorts of other cars. 2CVs, Minis, I can't remember, all sorts of cars. A Simca. Years and years ago I tipped a Simca up with it, tipped all sorts up with it. It's a very useful thing. That's going to get sold because I'm never going to tip cars up again. That's all aluminium scrap. Spare wheels, spare tyres for the garden tractors, then we're going to get thrown out. What have I got down here? Oh look, it's a pressure system, pressure injector thing. That would run a spray gun, or what it's actually been used for, as far as I know, is injecting damp-proof courses in walls. So that's that's another hydraulic pump, I suppose. Toolboxes. Anybody want any toolboxes? I've got toolboxes to couple dogs with. Right, that's it, folks. The witching hour has arrived. I'm going to pack it in. It's been really hot again today. It's been 74 degrees for the old-fashioned people, or about 22°C. It's cooling off a little bit now, but not much. Right, so I'm going to hang my ladder up back on its rack and put the rest of my stuff away, and then go home for me tea. See you all tomorrow. Bye now. There we are, folks. Thursday, 5 o'clock. 2 fully assembled and wired up stairlifts. They're not working. They're not working, but I've got them both to the same situation. When you press the up and down calls, the relays click in the control box, and that one's just the same. The relays click in the control box. So what I've come to the conclusion of, they're very clever, these. They're very clever, to say they're old. In the seat here, I don't know if you can see that, there's a load of electronics. And what you have is a little 6 volt, well, you have 4 U2 batteries in a holder which power that 6 volt. And inside this grey trunking here, there are pickup lines. So you have controls also on here. Right, and they send a radio signal through to the pickup lines. Right, and that triggers the top. That triggers the this control here. Right, now I know that that isn't necessary to make it work, because the place it was in, it was all working, right, and there was no batteries in there. So I know that it works manually from the up and down, and sure enough the relays are running, but I haven't bothered earthing the ends of the pickup lines, and the ends of the pickup lines are connected to the control box at the top. So tomorrow I'm going to earth the pickup lines, the bottom of the pickup lines, and see if it works then. But I'm very close to getting them both working, I'm sure. Right, that's it for today. Do I tinker about with electrical stuff or what? Look at that in there. Lovely control unit. 90% of that is for the wireless trigger. Right, there's only about 10% of it works directly from these up and down. Right, so 90% of that is wireless receiving. Very clever stuff though. I am tempted to see if I can get it all working, but time limits, and I would need 6 U2 batteries as well. So we'll see if we can get it running tomorrow, unless I'm back up at Keith's. Keith's been to hospital for his treatment session today, so I think he starts next week on another 3 one day a week treatment sessions. So that will mean I'll be getting days in the workshop. Right, that's some more junk. That's that little 110 volt. I was going to put some petrol in that today and try it, but I'm pretty sure it'll start straight away, because I'd just serviced it before I put it away, and it started like a topper. So there you go. So I think petrol that it'll work. Right. So if I'm down here tomorrow, this is what we'll be doing. If not, I'll be cutting grass in the field. Bye now. Morning folks, Friday. And the first job is to put a new number plate on the trailer that goes with the new car. And the second job is to pop into Driffield and get some bales of straw. Or bales of hay actually. From good old Hoods. So, you can join me on the journey. Bye now. Nightmare. Rounded out screw. That's not going to come out. I think it's going to be an angle grinder job. Never mind. Jobbed. 2 new nuts and bolts. Superb. Well, that's it folks. That's the end of Friday. And I'm still no further forward with these. We've got the up relay on the circuit card is working. The down relay circuit card is working. The motor relays are not switching, which means we have some sort of a fault in the card, which could be just a dirty connection or a blown fuse, but that's going to have to wait for next week now. I've loaded up some stuff into the truck, which is being collected tomorrow morning. I've got no spark on this generator, so I can't get it to start, but that'll be a job for next week as well. And all in all, I don't know. To paraphrase David Niven's biography, some people would say I'd achieved fuck nothing, but I would say I've achieved fuck all. There you go. See you all next week. Probably get banned from YouTube now. Bye now. There we go folks. It's Friday. It's 5 o'clock and it's still not crackerjack, but never mind. There's a pile of rubbish that needs to go to the skip. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes and the comments I get every week. And I'll see you all next week when I hope I can make more sense of anything. But probably not. What I meant to say was more sense of everything. Here's a phenomenon for you. I've said this before this week. Look at the size of these apples. They're nearly all tiny. They were huge last year. I can't imagine that we've not had enough rain. But there you go. They're all dwarf apples. Never mind. God, what a beautiful day it's been. That's a nice tree. That's Langtoft Pond. Now it doesn't look much like a pond, but it used to be. It used to be a pond until they drained it, because it stank apparently. So they drained it and turned it into the village green. There you go. As you can see by the sign there on the post, that's the way to the historic church. All churches are historic. Bye now.